We see Mars as the next frontier, humanity's future home. But what if we're not planning a new home? What if we're just trying to return to our first one? Sup, freaks? Paul Daniel here, your awkward software engineer, and this is NeonFreak Byte, where we tackle the topics that shake your reality. Because if there's even a tiny chance that my ancestors were Martian, it would explain my strange feelings about the color red. Today, Mars, the red planet. We send rovers there looking for tiny microbes. But what if we should be looking for something else? Like the ruins of a lost civilization. Maybe even our own. You're in the right place if that intrigues you, so if you haven't already, make sure you hit subscribe, alright? Let's get weird and bite this. The signal traveled for 12 silent minutes, crossing the void from Mars to Earth. In a darkened mission control room at a NASA facility, a young geologist stared at her screen, waiting for the latest images from the rover. It was just another day of staring at red rocks, another frame in a gallery of magnificent desolation. Then the next image began to resolve, pixel by pixel. She leaned in closer. Rock, dust, another rock, and something else. Something that didn't belong. The object was partially buried, but its lines were sharp, geometric, perfect 90-degree angle. Then another. It looked metallic, strange, unnatural-looking patina. It was small, maybe the size of a brick, but undeniably artificial. Her heart hammered in her chest. Standard procedure was to flag any anomaly for senior review, but she hesitated, remembering the unofficial jokes, the warnings about seeing things in the data. Reporting this could brand her a kook, career suicide. But ignoring it? It felt like burying the most important discovery in human history under a mountain of professional cowardice. She stared at the screen, at the tiny impossible object, and felt the weight of two worlds on her shoulders. That story is fiction, but the feeling it evokes is very real for a community of researchers and theorists who believe that Mars is hiding explosive secrets. We see it as a dead, dusty world, but what if it is a planet littered with artifacts? The graveyard of a long-dead civilization. And what if that civilization has a direct link to us? This goes way beyond looking for bacteria. This is about re-examining what we think we know about our past. Let's start with the most famous anomaly, Cydonia. Back in 1976, NASA's Viking 1 orbiter took a photo of a region on Mars that showed a massive landform that looked like a face. The face of Mars became an instant sensation. NASA dismissed it as a trick of light and shadow on a natural mesa. Later, higher resolution images showed a more eroded, less face-like landform. Case closed, right? But proponents of the theory weren't convinced. The famous face on Mars was dismissed as a trick of light, yes, but what about the massive five-sided pyramid complex right next to it? Is that also just a coincidence? Or are we looking at the ruins of a Martian city? It gets weirder. Let's talk about nuclear war. Dr. John Brandenburg, a plasma physicist, put forth a shocking hypothesis. Mars's thin atmosphere and reddish color are the result of a massive, ancient nuclear catastrophe. He points to data showing unusually high concentrations of certain isotopes, particularly xenon-129, in the Martian atmosphere, which he claims is a nuclear signature consistent with large-scale atomic explosions. He argues Mars was once an Earth-like planet, a twin, with a thriving civilization that was wiped out by a nuclear attack from an unknown aggressor. Evidence of a massive nuclear war on Mars? A top plasma physicist says the data points to it. Was Mars's atmosphere destroyed intentionally, turning a living planet into a wasteland? And what kind of warning is that for us? This is where the theory connects directly back to us. If a Martian civilization existed and faced annihilation, did any of them survive? This is the core of the ancestral home theory. The idea is that a small number of Martian survivors, refugees from their dying world escaped to the nearest habitable planet, Earth. They arrived here tens of thousands or even hundreds of thousands of years ago, perhaps, becoming the gods of ancient myth, bringing with them advanced knowledge of astronomy, engineering, and mathematics. Are we the Martians? The theory says a dying red planet sent its survivors to Earth as their last desperate hope. Your ancestors might not be from here. Their home and their graveyard might be orbiting the sun right next to us. It's a staggering thought that reframes our entire identity as a species. We're not just humans. We are refugees from a cosmic catastrophe. Rover photos from Mars are constantly being scrutinized by the online anomaly hunters. They've claimed to find everything from statues and machine parts to animal skulls. While 99.9% of these are almost certainly cases of pareidolia, which is the brain seeing familiar patterns and randomness. What if even one of them is real? What would a single, undeniably artificial object on Mars prove? The mystery of Mars's lost atmosphere is a huge scientific question. It was once thick enough for liquid water to flow on the surface. Where did it go? Was it slowly stripped away by solar winds after its magnetic field died? Or did a cataclysmic event like a nuclear war or a massive impact blow it away in an instant? The answer dictates whether Mars died slowly or was murdered. There are persistent fringe theories about secret space programs and hidden human bases already on Mars, or even on its moon, Phobos. Proponents point to strange signals or alleged whistleblower testimonies. While deep in conspiracy territory, it raises a freaky question. Are we publicly racing to get to Mars while a secret, more advanced group of humans is already there? If ancient Martians did come to Earth, what happened to them? Did they interbreed with early humans, their lineage now diluted with our own DNA? Or did they die out, leaving behind only their knowledge and their myths? Could modern genetic sequencing one day find a Martian marker in the human genome? So yeah, Mars. Not just a future destination, but maybe, just maybe, our forgotten catastrophic past. It's pretty freaky. If you had to choose one theory, what is more mind-blowing? That we're the descendants of Martian refugees, or that Mars is a graveyard of a totally separate alien species? Tell me in the comments. I promise I'll respond to as many of you as I can. Want more Neon? More of me? Please hit like and subscribe to the channel. I need you. Yes, you. Come join me in the Freak Show. Next time, we're taking a bite out of the Mandela effect. Yeah. So, brace yourself. Stay curious, and always remember, you're a fucking freak. And that's, in my mind, the best thing you could be.